Hi everyone, this is Ocean Spirit Tarot. Tonight I'm going to do a read for the collective and see what we get. At the moment, I feel two different energies between the Divine Feminine and the female side. Seems to be things kind of going through a little bit of a void, sort of things, not much going on, things being a little bit quiet, to even a little bit of rockiness, sort of not knowing like when things are going to start moving forward, when things are going to start to even out, start going your way. Sort of seeing little signs here and there, but nothing too much set in stone. But I feel as though, because I've seen we're meditating like a rocky road and just gone past that to now just smooth sailing, smooth road. And when it comes to the divine masculine is totally different story. They seem to have a very racy energy about them, like I need to move, gotta move now. Very impatient. A lot of chaos around them. So let's see what we get. Let's see what comes through. So we're going to get a few of the cosmic insight, a few of these cards, see what they have to say. I haven't used these cards for a little while. So far we have out is yes, luck is on your side. We've got divorce, experiencing a breakup. And we have moving, nice. So there's our yes card. That's what we want. Divorce and moving. Mercury retrograde. So in Mercury retrograde, you could have had people, like people always say, people come back from the past, miscommunication, things getting mixed up, technical troubles, all that kind of thing. But at the moment, I really feel like in this Mercury retrograde, along with the full moons that we've had and everything else, that the masculine side has really worked out what this connection that you have had is. They've come to a bit of a realization, because I've been seeing for the past week or two like yellow just everywhere. And yellow is a solar plexus. And along with that, I've had while meditating is like a big crack open of yellow, like, something that was dark all of a sudden cracks open and the sun shines through of clarity. And I feel like that's the masculine side. Like they've cracked open, they've had a realization, they've seen like probably how much of a dickhead that they've been, but as well they've actually started to realize what this connection was, because they can't seem to get past it. Okay, so we've got commitment coming out as well. But as I was saying about the masculine side of them actually cracking open and having a massive realization, I feel like as well the solar plexus is all about the divine feminine as well. Like we're moving into a new stage and new opportunities and new things coming through, and that all comes down to the solar plexus is really shining through. And definitely things working in our favor, especially if you're balanced. But there's definitely a new connection coming through. Like you have balanced yourself out enough that I feel as though that the universe now is going to bring through that new partnership, new commitment, someone that can give you that equal give and take, someone that's deserving of you. It could be a fire sign. This light is really bad. But anyways, you just have to go with me. And we have moving out as well with the moving card. But I kind of feel like someone, if the Divine Masculine was in a relationship when you guys met, or maybe they chose someone else over you that they decided was an easier option, because when it comes to soulmate connections, twin flame, they're not easy connections. They're hard, like they're definitely not for the weak. And I sort of feel like if they did, I think Mercury retrograde has kind of gave them a massive wake-up call, and things just didn't really pan out how they, taking the easy option didn't really work out for them. And things are starting to go a little bit chaotic, and maybe they're moving out. Maybe they're moving on. But whatever it is, I think if you're looking yourself at moving, move in place, just somewhere different, a reset, a change. I feel like that's really coming through at the moment. I think it's time. And if you've been trying to move for a long time, I think at the moment the universe was just waiting for that good opportunity, trying to line you up. And that new timeline, you've really dropped into it now. It's really settled in. I think for, ages now we've been hearing the new timeline, and when, sort of feel as though when's this going to happen, because there's no time in the energy. But I do feel like at the moment it finally is starting to settle in. New timeline's starting to settle in. Four of Wands, is it? Not Five of Wands. Five of Wands. What else do we have? In that Five of Wands, I really see that solar plexus, that yellow, that lighting up. It's what we want. The sun. Just as I said, the solar plexus lighting up, and then we get the sun. Is that not the brightest yellow you could possibly get in the tarot deck? And that's the massive yes card too. That fighting and trying to keep your head above water is done with. New timeline has starting to settle in. You're going to start seeing the results, and that's the Ten of Swords at the bottom. Just extra confirmation that the old timeline is finally finishing, finally dying out. And you got the Eight of Wands with the Three of Coins. That's communication coming through, along with contract stability. That could be, like I say, with the moving. If you're looking at moving, that's that extra confirmation that yes, like it's gonna move. You're moving forward. You're moving to somewhere better environment, somewhere that is more supportive of how much you've grown, than being stuck in somewhere that you probably have outgrown. But you got the Four of Wands at the bottom, and that's that commitment. We've got the Eight of Cups, along with the Magician. I can see the past soulmate. I can feel the energy in these cards. They're sitting there in the background at the moment. They're not moving. They're not taking action. but I can feel it. This has a lot more to do with the divine feminine and where you're moving and how you're going. And look, there you go, the Emperor. That's a new Emperor coming through. That is someone that is going to be give that equal give and take. But as well, look, and the Star. That's someone that's going to meet you on your level. You know, be able to work with you and the Moon. With them illusions. You're not going to see this coming. It's going to... So, for some reason today I need to have all the cards lined up right. Judgment. Yeah, the new Emperor that comes through, you're not going to see it coming. I feel like you're going to be busy doing your own thing, out and about. You're just going to be busy in your own world and concentrating on what you're doing. You're not going to see him coming. He's just going to come out of nowhere. And that's how it always happens. When you cling on to something too much and you're wanting something too much, it tends to, the universe will hold it off for you because you're not ready. But when you let go of things and you let it flow through, it comes out of shock. But he's definitely coming through, and that's that new commitment, that new person. Someone that's deserving of you. I still feel the past, but past is hanging around. Past is feeling it. Hang on, I just got to pick up a card. I feel like maybe where you move to is where you might meet this new Emperor. And it doesn't necessarily have to be somewhere that you move to. Like, it can be job. It could be, you know, you might work on the road or work around, and they're going to see you somewhere where you're busy. You're busy concentrating on what you're doing. You're not really looking around. You're not really taking notice of what's around. And that's where the moon plays into it. It's sort of, you know, that illusion, but as well, it's sort of something that just comes out of nowhere. You don't see it. But with the wands and things around, I sort of feel as though you're going to be busy working, busy doing things, you know, a lot of different opportunities, a lot of different things coming through. But as well, you've been holding on to that pentacle and you've been working on that pentacle, and whatever you've been doing is definitely going to bring through more. You've definitely got yourself more aligned within yourself and within your body. Because I see that with the Eight of Wands as well. It's not just the Eight of Wands of communication, but as well as you can sort of see like all the chakras. That's how I see it in the Eight of Wands. All the different chakras all lighten up and they're all aligned. And when you're aligned within yourself is when you bring through like that counterpart that is someone that's deserving, someone that is aligned with you. Because the universe isn't going to bring you through someone that's going to be, that has done work on themselves and is aligned with them, you know, within themselves, and you're not. You're just going to knock it out of balance, aren't you? But you got Judgment at the bottom and the Hermit. that judgment is something coming through, celebration. You've got something big coming through. Something big, you're not going to see it coming. That's something off bar from the Emperor. Because look, you've got the Emperor at the bottom of this deck too. So you definitely have a commitment. You've got something that's coming through, something that you're deserving of, something that it doesn't have to be a new partner, but it is, I feel like you've got a new partnership coming through. But you've got something else that's big that's lining up. And it's been lining up for a while. Yeah, look, it's going to be take away the stress and the burden that you've been going through. Could leave you in two swords bar. Could leave you at a crossroads. It could be something that's going to come through that's going to, you've got to make a choice. Do you want to take the new path or do you want to stay stuck in the past? Do you want to stay stuck at where you are? Stay on that old timeline. And Lord, the Lovers. Nice, nice, nice. All right, let's clarify a few, eh? Let's see. I want to clarify the Emperor first. And then I'm going to do the Five of Wands. Alright. Into the Emperor. What do we have? Cancer. Boom. Nine of Swords, it had to show itself. I told you it's a past soulmate. They're hanging around in the background, just lingering. They're watching, they're keeping an eye. And if they're not physically watching, they can feel your energy. They can feel this Emperor coming through. They can feel the change in you, the change in your energy. And it's causing them sleepless nights because they don't know what to do. And that's how I feel it, because I can feel their energy in the background. I can feel you're moving on. You've got things going on. You're not interested in the past anymore. You've got good things happening. And that's how I see the Divine Feminine. She got this radiance about her and she got this beautiful yellow. Like, it's just a beautiful light. And I can feel really good things coming through. But just in the background, you can kind of feel this, it's kind of a real chaotic energy of someone that is in a really deep depression and anxiety over making a bad choice. But anyway, to do the Emperor, you got the Queen of Wands and the Hermit. The Hermit showed itself before at the bottom of the deck with Judgment. And I feel like that is the work that you've done on yourself. But having the Hermit at the bottom with Judgment as well, I feel like this is like your person that's come through. This is the universe giving you what you deserve. And this person sees you as beautiful, magnetic, like you're absolutely radiant. And they're going to see you. You're not going to see them. They're going to see you doing your thing and they're going to come to you, just like an Emperor should. But it's definitely this person's been through things themselves. They've done a lot of work on themselves as well. You're going to connect on that. They're going to be nothing like your past, but I think the past people that you dealt with before were very ego based, very narcissistic. They took more from you than what they gave. They took that generosity that you had for granted. And this person's not going to do that. They're going to see straight away who you are. They're going to feel your energy, and they're not going to want to drop the ball on it. Look, King of Pentacles. They're definitely someone that's going to bring through stability for you. But I feel like when this connection comes through, it's going to be something it's going to make you skyrocket even more. Like, the things, you're going to go really well and have these big opportunities and things come through and get really go well. But to have this person by your side, things are just going to go 10 times better. Like, I feel like the two of yous together are just going to be magnetic, and to have someone that's so supportive by your side and wants to see you achieve the goals that you want to achieve. All right, I had to pause for a second. No way. You got King of Pentacles. I didn't even notice this. The Emperor. The Six of Wands, victory with the Empress. This person is going to be everything that you want, everything that you need. I love that. It's just, there's something with the Judgment card. It just keeps on showing. I just keep getting attracted to the angel wings. There's something. I feel like it's a guidance from a higher power. This connection. You feel like your past soulmate was the one that you're supposed to be with. And the love that you feel for them is going to be nothing compared to the love that you feel for this person. You're going to think that you're in love with the past, that was love, but you're not going to realize it until you meet this person. No way. I just dropped a card. I swear that's the Ten of Cups. Look at the Ten of Cups. Told ya. Wow. Alright. Let's clarify these Five of Wands. Five of Wands. I feel like this Five of Wands past. I feel like it's a past soulmate. But I think as well that it's that, like I said, that old timeline. The old timeline is what's connected as well to the past soulmate. And yes, exactly what I said. We've got the Six of Cups and the Two of Swords. Two of Swords, like, are you going to feel conflicted when they come back? Are you going to feel like, that they've changed, have all them old nostalgic memories come through? Are you going to stay stuck? Are you going to let them keep you stuck? The bottom, Sun. Look, Two of Swords. Are you going to let them keep you stuck? When they come through with all the old memories and the things that you used to do and all the sweet talk and, try to make you think of the good times and remember the good times, because I know that's what they're thinking at the moment. They're stuck in that past and in that nostalgic of what is had, and they're kicking themselves because they wanted just passion. They didn't want anything deep. and that's the King of Wands. They just wanted, they didn't want anything deep. They didn't want to have a relationship. They didn't want anything that kept them stuck, anything that kept them held down. And that's how they felt. They're really kicking themselves butt now. I want one more card. I want to see. I could feel them the entire time in this hanging around. Got Seven of Pentacles. They're planning. Wow. You got the Sun. They've had clarity. Things have lit up. And like I said, they've had a crack. They've had an opening. They've, you know, their heart has been cracked open. They've realised what the connection was all about. But they've realised it too late. It's an ending. You know, so cycle's finished. And you've changed, and I think they realise that. Cycle's done, it's finished. But look, then you had the Empress. Now it goes the other way. Look at that. They finally realised what they had and what they lost. And I feel like wow. Look. Seven of Pentacles. They're planning. They want to take action. They do want a new beginning. They're trying to keep themselves tempered, and they're trying to control their feelings. And they're trying to control how they feel at the moment, because I can definitely feel they've got a really crazy, chaotic energy at the moment of they've got to move, and they've got to move fast. But they're definitely holding on to your energy, and they're holding on to you, and they're wanting that new start. They're hoping that you're not going to leave them out in the cold, and they're hoping that maybe that they can spark up something new, that they can show you that they've changed. But they know that you're going to have something to say. They know that when they come through that you're not going to let them off the hook so easy. But at the end of the day, you know it in your own heart, and you know it within your intuition of if this person has really changed. And it's totally up to you. If they have changed and they have had that awakening and they have had that realization and they've done work on themselves to meet you at your level, then by all means. It could, you know, the death card can represent rebirth too. It could be a rebirth of the connection. Not everyone has that awakening and that realization at the same time, but you'll know yourself, and especially if they come back with the same bullshit. You want something deep from this person. You want this person to actually realise, I don't think they're necessarily going to say, oh, we're soulmates, but you want them to have at least some sort of depth to them. I think he might just walk away. Look, Six of Wands, they want victory, or maybe they're worried that that's what's going to happen. They definitely see you independent, and you know your own worth. You put them boundaries up. But they've got that spark, that new spark and passion come back. And they definitely want a commitment this time. They're wanting something real this time. And you've got that Page of Pentacles. They want to come through with an offer. Something small. They want to reach out, just sort of test the waters a little bit. But then you've got sudden change. Whether that Tower comes in as a sudden change, because you're not going to expect this past person to come through and maybe show that they have changed. Maybe they might do something that they don't normally do when they do come back. You know, that sort of shows you that, wow, like they have changed. Or maybe they're worried that you're just going to walk away altogether. Or maybe that's just what you do. That's what puts them into a tower, is the realization that you have walked away. You're not interested anymore. Too many things have been done, because you've got the ace. The Ace of Cups under that. That beautiful loftus that comes from the mud and sprouts up out into that beautiful radiant flower. And I feel like that this past person, they could come through. Yeah, they're coming. I sort of feel like they're going to come through roughly around the same time as the new one does. And that's where you're going to be stuck in the Two of Swords. Do you take the new path, or do you stay in the old? Because I feel like they're going to come through at the same time. If the Emperor comes through first and you meet the new, and then the past comes back, it's going to keep you stuck. You're not, yeah. But if the past comes through first, I feel like that's where you may go back. But you can't say that they can't change. Everyone changes. But you've just got to make your own decision, and you know where you're going and how much work you've done on yourself, and you're not going backwards. So the moment that if the past comes through and they start showing you signs of the same old crap, then you know, kick them to the curb and keep moving. Because if you keep hanging around too long with the past and they show you that they haven't changed, that's only going to delay your Emperor. It's going to take longer for him to come through, or you're going to miss it altogether. Sun and the moon, yin yang. Let's see. Let's go to moon. What do we got? You definitely got a lot of good opportunities coming through. A lot of good things. Not only is there an Emperor, you got something big coming through. Whether that's something to do with a home, a new place, you're buying a new home, whether it's a new job opportunity, something that's going to be more fulfilling, something that's going to be more stable and set you up. But I really feel two big things coming through at the moment. The moon, what's the illusions? What's the things that we don't see at the moment? What is this? In the last few weeks, if you've been sort of in that hermit and have not really been going out much, staying home, not letting, just sort of not doing too much. So I know that's how the energy's been lately in the last few weeks, just that void, just a bit of a lull. And they always come about whenever something big is going to come through, whenever change. But if you have, I would start getting yourself out and about. Page of Cups. It's like new love that you do not see coming. New opportunity. Yeah, I'd start getting out a little bit, socialising, going for a walk, just anything just to get you out of the house. Get eyes on you. Let the sun beam down that radiance. Oh, King of Cups. This Emperor is going to come through with something small to start off with, just to test the waters, see, get to know, and eventually you're going to have that King of Cups. Someone that gives you everything. Someone that is supportive, that doesn't leave you out in the cold. doesn't make you second guess how you feel, how they feel. Doesn't question things, it doesn't leave you questioning things. Let's go one more card. Feel this Emperor very strong, very strong, very loyal. Real man's man. 10 of Wands. It's the end of this. You're not going to have this sort of nonsense with this Emperor. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel that knowing of each other. They could have that spiritual side to them too. Wow. Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, and the Emperor. Change is here. And the universe is showing you that's what you want, is that Emperor. That's your divine counterpart. And that's who that is. The Emperor has showed up that many times, and that's what the universe is showing you. This is who you want. That is who you want. They're the ones that are going to give you that proper love and that proper stability, and it's going to give you that sort of love that you've never experienced before. It's the end of a cycle. New cycle is here. And I love to hear that. All right. 7 of Swords with the 10 of Wands, over and done with. The old cycle. New cycle. Start of the new. Wish fulfillment. More love, more balance, more opportunities. Beautiful. New passionate start. I love that. That's an awesome reading. And definitely what I've been feeling in the last couple of weeks. It's been slow moving. I really feel as though the past has been holding on to a lot of people's energy from, their past has really held on and has not wanted to let go. But I feel like a lot of people within the collective now have sort of gotten to that point where it doesn't really matter how much the past holds on anymore. We've got the ball rolling and we're moving fast, and I don't think they can catch up. And all them opportunities that are deserving of us all are starting to roll on through, and the more they keep on coming through, I think the stronger that we'll all become. There's definitely a massive awakening. I feel in the next, within, by the time 2030 anyway. Anyways, I'm gonna leave that there for you guys. Bye.